This
Yeah.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, yes.
Good morning, all of you. I welcome all participants and dignitaries present for this AICT sponsored 1 week online STP on energy conservation and audit. Now it is time for inaugural function. Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, involving in energy conservation area from last decade. Our institute organizes number of programs, workshops, industrial meetings in energy conservation area. In continuation of this, we organize this online STTP in energy conservation and audit. Now I request our principal, Dr. S. A. Khote, sir, to deliver welcome address.
Thank you, Kade sir. Good morning, one and all. At the outset, I welcome you all on behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, EDRO, to AICT sponsored 1 week online SDTP on energy conservation and audit. I feel it honor and privilege to welcome a chief guest of today's function, Honorable Dr. J. Nagesh Kumar, former Director, National Productivity Center, Chennai. Welcome you, sir. I
Thank
also
you.
take this opportunity to welcome our Honorable Executive Director, Anil Bagne, sir. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome all the participants as well as the resource persons, those who are available for the inaugural functions. Dr. Hussaini, Dr. Bakubat, coordinators, Khade sir, Jamadar sir, and our Vice Principal ma'am, Kurlekar ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Sir, I would like to brief about my institute. My institute established in 2009 with the 4 courses. At present, we have intake for the first year is 660. Total, we are running 7 programs. Out of the 7, 5 programs are NB accredited. The programs are, we offer the program Mechanical Engineering 120, Civil Engineering 120, Computer Science and Engineering 120, Electrical Engineering 160, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering 120, Artificial Intelligence and Data Science 60, Mechatronics Engineering 660. So total intake for academic year 2021 is 660. Out of this, 5 programs are eligible for NPA, and we got. I'm happy to share that all the 5 programs are NB accredited. In addition, our institute is accredited by NAC with A grade, and from the academic year 2021, now we got autonomy from UGC as well as our parent university. Our institute is affiliated to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lunere. So we are having sufficient infrastructure. Rather, I'll call it as a more than as per the AICT requirements. Total area land, which is more than the 10 acres. We are supporting, that is, we are providing 100% placement assistance to all the students, those who are coming out of our institute. We have around 120 the faculties on a roll, and more than 20 faculties are having PhD in various departments as well as specialized area. In addition, we have deputed almost 25 faculty to pursue PhD from the different universities. This is about my institute. In addition, sir, we have empaneled our institute to Mahaurja, that is Maharashtra Energy Development Agency, as a empaneled energy auditing firm. Also, we have empaneled our institute to the Sugar Commissioner Pune, that is from the government of Maharashtra. And there is a mandate from the government of Maharashtra. Every year, sugar industry has to undergo for the energy audit. In addition, from the Mahaurja, that is NEDA Pune, there is mandate for all the industries. They should undergo energy audit at least one after 3 years. That is, after consecutive 3 years, they have to complete that energy audit. And with this opportunity, we have been doing energy audit for the different sectors. We have done audit for the sugar industry. We have done audit for the textile. Again, under textile, that is spinning wheel, process industry, dyeing industry. We have done energy audit for the paper and pulp industry, for the commercial buildings, and we have done energy audit for the different 3 universities. One is for the Sanjay Ghodal University, D. Batu University, and one of oldest engineering college in the Maharashtra, that is Walchand College of Engineering. With this experience, we have decided to go for the that 1 week, that STTP, on the topic energy conservation and audit. As everybody is aware about the energy as well as the need of the energy conservation, and by considering this thought in the mind, we have applied to the AICT, and AICT has sanctioned this program for the offline, that is only for the 40 participant. But due to the pandemic, we have to organize this program in the 3 phases. So today we are on the auspicious hands of this Dr. J. Nagesh Kumarji. We are inaugurating the first session, first phase of this your program, and similar program STTP will be repeated in coming weeks. Another 2 programs would be there, and fortunately, because of this your pandemic, we could rope on number of good resource persons across pan India, and we got resource person from the different sector. So this would be the great opportunity to all the participants to get the knowledge as they are at home, they are working from the home. In addition to that, their academic activity, I request them to attend all this your program. So once they attend all the programs, they will get idea about the energy conservation, that what are the different measures, how to conserve the energy, how to do the audit. And at the end, I expect they should do energy audit of their institute. Even I expect that they should do audit of their home, and if they apply this knowledge for the energy audit of home as well as institute, by that they can conserve the electricity. And I appeal all these your participants, at least through the energy audit of the home, per day they should conserve one electric unit, 1 kilowatt hour, so that monthly they can conserve around the 30. And it is very easy if they go as per the guidelines shared by us. And the same thing can be extended for all the students, those who are pursuing education from their polytechnic as well as degree college. And if they create awareness among all these your students as well as faculty, we can save millions of the electric unit through this your small activity. So with this, I expect all the participants will attend full all the show program, as the resource persons are very, very good. They have experience of about around 3 decade, 4 decade experience in the different activity. And by that, they will earn so many other activities. Even they can start the consultancy work from their institute. Whatever support they need for all this your polytechnic as well as a degree college, we are ready to provide all the kind of the support, so that they can start one energy audit or energy conservation cell at that institute. By that, that awareness would be created, and this is in the interest of the national mission of the energy conservation. With this few words, I would like to thanks once again our Dr. J. Nagesh Kumar, Chief Guest, as well as our Executive Director, Anil Bagneji, for providing continuous support to organize such activity. And also, I take that is, I appreciate this Professor Khade for taking pain to organize this workshop with a small span of the time. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over to Khade, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I give brief introduction of today's chief guest of the function, Dr. Nagesh Kumar sir. Dr. Nagesh Kumar sir completed his graduation from Raj College of Engineering, Madurai in 1984. He completed his post-graduation from Training Institute for Productivity and Industrial Engineering in 1988. He got his PhD degree in area of energy efficient approach to gas turbine inlet air cooling for power augmentation in 2016. He got accredited and certified energy auditor certification and qualified lead auditor in 14001 and 50001 certification. He has 27 years of experience with National Productivity Council in the field of energy management. He worked as director of National Productivity Council, Chennai. He worked as a consultant and expert in number of energy management projects, such as international consultant for ADB project on capacity building for energy efficiency in Bangladesh, senior technical expert for program on cleaner textile World Bank Dhaka. He developed a training project in energy efficiency for NEEP project in Nepal. Develop and commissioning of Center of Excellence for Training in Energy Efficiency at NPC Chennai, designed and developed training modules for capacity building of engineers in energy efficiency for Ministry of Energy, Fiji. He attended number of training programs in area of energy management in Japan, USA, Vietnam, etc. He also published papers in international conference in the area of energy management for turbines, pumping systems, motor-driven systems, pollution prevention works, textile processing industries, best practices in energy and water saving in process industries. He carried out number of detailed energy audit in dairy sectors. Also, he published number of books in energy conservation published by Government of India in 1990, guidebook for national certification exam for BE, cleaner production manual for SMEs. With this brief introduction, I welcome again Dr. Nagesh Kumar sir. Now, I request I request Nagesh Kumar sir to address this session.
Yeah, good morning to one and all. So it's a pleasure being in this kind of a forum where you're actually creating a vast pool of talent who would in future perhaps don the mantles of engineers in the industry or elsewhere. And see, this program on energy conservation is of paramount importance, especially at this juncture. There are too many uncertainties going on, and in the energy front also, you will see every day something or the other keeps coming up. We talk of e-vehicles and rise in petrol prices. So there's something or the other which keeps on happening. Also, we will find that for any activity that we need to carry out, energy is one vital input, whether it is at the industry level or the national level or the domestic home front also. You'll find your energy cost is quite significant. For example, in a typical home, a middle class home we're talking about, the monthly electricity bill could be around 2000 rupees. And then you have an LPG cylinder which is going to cost you another 600, 700 rupees. And the fuel bill for your automobiles. So all put together, a typical home, a middle class home in India, the energy bill will be 5000 rupees. So the 5000 rupees is quite a significant amount. And this 5000 rupees, if you are able to save 10%, the 500 rupees what you get can be spent for some useful purposes. You can pay your newspaper bill, you can pay your mobile phone bill. So what we are talking of as energy conservation is not about compromising your comforts. This 500 rupees of savings, 10% in your energy bill, can be obtained without compromising your comforts. And when you're compromising your comfort, that is not energy conservation. Energy conservation is not switching off your AC when not required, switching off your fan, switching off your lights and remaining in dark. That is not energy conservation. We can use energy, but we have to use energy efficiently without waste. Basically, the underlying statement here is without wastage of energy. So we don't need to waste energy, we can use energy. So we will find as we go to through the sessions, these 4-5 days, that what we will see is that there's a tremendous amount of wastage of energy that takes place in the various conversions that take place till the end use. And at every stage there is an opportunity for reducing the energy consumption. So when you say again reducing energy consumption, it is only reducing or minimizing or eliminating the wastages. We are not talking about minimizing the usage. And there have been instances, right from the 70, the first oil shock, 1973. That was the beginning of the energy conservation movement. So overnight, the OPEC countries, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, decided to increase the fuel prices by 4 times. Now, this came as a blow for many of the industries, for the national economies. Suddenly, you find the energy prices going up by 4 times. All the manufacturing collapsed, so economies collapsed. GDP went in for a spin. So this was the starting, but then that set people thinking how we can probably minimize the energy use. That was the first question that came to them once they felt the shock, and that was the starting point of the energy conservation. Around the world, people start thinking different ways of using energy. Some people switch to alternate energy, like India. A classic example in early 70s, a lot of oil was being used in the economy. And whoever was using oil, they turned to coal because coal is an indigenous fuel which is available widely, abundantly, and oil was imported even at that time. And so it was easy for many of the industries to switch to coal to save the energy cost. That was the first immediate reaction, was to shift the fuels. And ever since, there has been a lot of effort and a lot of inputs have gone in to see how energy is being used, how energy is being wasted, what are all the wastages, how we can overcome the energy wastages. So many of these measures, as you will see, are all common sense based. They don't need efficient technologies. Technologies matter, but even without technologies, by applying common sense, tremendous amount of energy can be saved. Like we will all know that in an air conditioner, typical air conditioner, you are setting at 22 degrees or 20 degrees. So this used to be the practice. Still, I see in many of the homes, people maintain this very low temperatures. We don't need to be cold or chilled. We are not vegetables in a refrigerator. We want to be comfortable. So what is the comfort temperature? Say 25 or 28 or 27, whatever it is. If you increase your set temperature by 1 degree, you are going to save about 5 to 6% of energy. So when you're at 21 degrees and you go to 27 degrees, you save almost about 25% of your energy bill. And air conditioner is one huge energy guzzler. So similarly, like this, it's a simple measure. It doesn't need any investment. Similarly, the most often repeated statement, switch off fans and lights when not required. Right from childhood, we have been hearing this, but how many of us we do this? So when we do this, just one flick of the switch off unnecessary fans and lights, you save energy. The same thing applies to the industry also. So there are many measures which does not call for technology intervention. Just by thinking about the process, rethinking about the process, questioning the need for energy use in various processes, how much energy is required, how much energy should be used, how much energy is being consumed, where are the losses, how to minimize the losses. So the basic, what they popularly called why analysis. You keep on asking why, question why energy is used, why at all this is the way, why this way it should be manufactured, certain products. Is there a more energy efficient way of manufacturing itself? Start from that. Then we keep on questioning, why. Then you get to the solution. So it's not a rocket science. Energy conservation is simple, common sense application. just observation, keep observing how energy is being used, how things are made, and apply common sense, then anybody can save energy. So we are only using the principles of engineering. In some cases, it is required. Some principles are applied, and we find out how much energy losses are there. Then also we apply the principles, how much energy can be recovered, reused, minimized. All this can be done using the principles of engineering. But predominantly, it is a common sense based approach that works a lot, and huge savings can be obtained by that. Uh, and in India, you will find that over the period of 5 decades, that's from the early 70s to now, tremendous amount of work has gone in. Government intervention has been there right from the beginning. Right? Government has been coming to the aid of the industries to enable industries to save energy. We have had periods when 100% depreciation was given to energy efficient appliances, equipments, and the government itself started a lot of conservation campaigns. So we saw the setting up of various organizations like the Petroleum Conservation Researchers, purely for assisting all sectors of the economy in conserving the energy. So that was one of the initiatives of the government. Then the government set up the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which has done quite a lot of work in spreading the awareness of energy conservation, building up capacity building, and we often find this star labeling of appliances. So things like that, which have seen the government side's intervention in fostering the energy conservation movement. At the same time, you will find that the industry themselves, they have developed various techniques, concepts which can be applied for saving energy. So many of these industries have, because ultimately, if you see, as we have seen in a typical home, 10% saving is 500 rupees without any investment, simple measures. The same thing applies to the industry also. So in industry where the energy bill is say 5 crores per annum, 10% saving is phenomenal. So this is the motivation for many of the industries to save energy. When you save energy, your profit straight away increases. Then and there, immediately. So you switch off the lamp, you switch off reset the AC, the energy conservation, the energy reduction starts right from that very minute. So all this savings in energy translates into profits. Or you can cut your manufacturing costs, you can cut your selling costs, you can be competitive in the market. So many benefits are there when you save energy. So industries themselves have realized this, so they don't need to wait for, they didn't wait for government interventions, but they all started innovating and applying themselves. And as a result, we find that many of the industries have become quite conscious, very efficient. As a result, when we as auditors, when we go to the industries, we find it difficult to unearth the energy savings potential. So most of the energy saving measures have already been implemented. In early 70s, a boiler generating steam used to be called the Lancashire, but typically textile industries and other process industries used to use what is known as a Lancashire boiler. A Lancashire boiler will be a huge shell. Water will be poured into that, and then through the tubes the fire will go. The exhaust temperatures leaving the boiler those days was 500 degrees or 600 degrees. The efficiency of the boiler is only about 50%. Then after this energy crisis, people started thinking how to increase the efficiency of boilers. Then they came up with the concept of heat recovery, the economizers, which will preheat the water using the exhaust flue gas. Air preheaters were installed. So slightly it went up to about 60%. Then they thought about the burning efficiency itself, concept of excess air, why so much of air is required, where the energy is going as loss. So based on that, they came out with different technologies. So then we had this Lancashire boiler was a manually fired boiler. Then they came with the stoker fired boiler, a mechanical stoker with like a endless chain conveyor on which the coal will be fed and from the bottom the air will be blown. So the stoker fired boilers, the efficiency went up to 70%. Then somebody thought why should we not give a turbulence to the coal? So a turbulent situation can increase the efficiency. So then came this spreader stoker boiler. So as the coal goes into the grate, it will be thrown into suspension by an impeller. So because of suspension firing, the efficiency further improved, so about 3 to 4%. So 73-74%. Then came the revolution in the boiler itself, the technology, the fluidized bed boilers, where the coal or any other combustible material is burned in suspension. So the whole bed will be jumping. And in this kind of a suspension firing, we find the efficiency going up to even 80%. So today the boiler efficiencies have matured into a stage where the efficiencies have gone up to 80%. So that leaves very little scope for further saving in energy. So this is the if you track the development of energy conservation movement, so every point of efficiency counts. Translated to money, it can run into several lakhs. 1% loss in efficiency means several lakhs in loss. So a lot of work has gone in the technology front also. Then in the user end, how to efficiently utilize the energy from the industry side. So a lot of inputs have come in, and we are seeing a totally dramatic change in situation. What it used to be 30, 40 years back, and now there's a sea change in the way in which people use energy. And today we are in a fairly comfortable stage as far as energy utilization is concerned in terms of efficiency. But as we say, there is always a scope for improvement. We don't have to be complacent. There is no room for complacency. Everybody is thinking new. Every day, the new thinking is arising. Some changes are happening in terms of technology, in terms of application of science and engineering. So as a result, it's a process of continuous improvement. There's nothing called a state where we say everything is achieved. There is nothing more to do further. So this is the scenario what we see. So there has been an all-round improvement in the energy utilization practices till today. And of course, what we need to do from here is look at different ways. Lateral thinking is what is required. Look into different directions, multi-dimensional thinking, apply different concepts, and do something more than what hitherto has been done in this field. So then there is still a potential for about 10 to 15% in any walk of life. So with this, I inaugurate this program, and I'm sure that a lot of eminent faculty who are covering this course, and it will be a useful program where you will be able to, the takeaways will be really helpful in probably utilizing coupled with your background knowledge of the various subjects in engineering. I think will be of immense use to the industries around. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for explaining significance of energy conservation in our day-to-day life. Now I request our Executive Director, Sri Anil Bagne, sir, to address this session.
गेले ना?
शरद इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी, कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग, FTP वर्कशॉप स्पॉन्सर बाय AICT. या वर्कशॉप साठी प्रमुख पाहुणे म्हणून उपस्थित असणारे डॉक्टर जे नागेश कुमार, ज्यांनी आपल्याला आता उद्घाटनपर भाषणातच खूप मौलिक असं मार्गदर्शन केलं, असे डॉक्टर जे नागेश कुमार. या कॉलेजचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर S.A. खोत, व्हाईस प्रिन्सिपल SP कुर्लेकर मॅडम. या FTP वर्कशॉपचे कोऑर्डिनेटर प्राध्यापक खाडे सर. आणि या FTP साठी ज्यांनी यामध्ये काही करायचं ठरवलंय या आठवडाभराच्या वर्कशॉप मध्ये आणि याच्यामध्ये सहभाग नोंदवलाय, खरं म्हणजे त्यांचं मी मनापासून खूप खूप अभिनंदन करतो. संस्थेच्या वतीनं डॉक्टर जे नागेश कुमार सर यांचंही मनापासून मी स्वागत करतो, अभिनंदन करतो. खरं म्हणजे इथून पुढचं महायुद्ध हे एनर्जीच्या रिलेटेड ज्या गोष्टी असतील त्या गोष्टीच्या संदर्भात महायुद्ध होण्याची शक्यता आहे आणि अशा पद्धतीचं आपण नेहमी वाचतो. शरद इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी, कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंग गेली अनेक वर्ष किंबहुना संस्थेच्या स्थापनेपासून या संबंधी सतर्कता बाळगून स्वतः त्यामध्ये भाग घेते आणि इतरांना प्रोत्साहित करावं. आणि देशाच्या समोरची, जगाच्या समोरचा एक मोठा प्रश्न आणि मग त्या प्रश्नातनं काय उत्तरं निघतील यासाठीच्या अनेक उपाययोजना आणि मग त्यासाठीच मग उपाययोजना करायच्या असतील तर मग सुरुवात त्याची कशामुळं, कशासाठी, आणि मग त्याचाच भाग म्हणजे ऑडिट. आणि मग या सगळ्या गोष्टीची सुरुवात जर ऑडिट पासून होणार असेल तर निश्चितपणानं यातल्या प्राथमिक गोष्टी समजून घेण्यासाठी हे वर्कशॉप मला वाटतं प्राध्यापकांना खूप उपयोगी पडेल. आणि जगाच्या, देशाच्याच नव्हे तर कुटुंबाच्या सुद्धा उन्नतीसाठी या गोष्टीची कशी गरज आहे, ऊर्जेची बचत, आणि मग ती कशा पद्धतीनं करता येईल, अशा अनेक गोष्टीचा संदर्भ असणारा हे वर्कशॉप आहे. या वर्कशॉपसाठी AICT सुद्धा खूप मनावर घेऊन याला स्पॉन्सरशिप दिली. त्यामुळे AICT चेअरमन आणि AICT ची सर्व जी टीम आहे त्या टीमचं सुद्धा मी शरद इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजी, कॉलेज ऑफ इंजिनिअरिंगच्या वतीनं मॅनेजमेंटचा एक प्रमुख म्हणून मी त्यांचे आभार मानतो. आणि या एनर्जी कन्झर्वेशन अँड ऑडिट या वर्कशॉपसाठी येणाऱ्या 5 दिवसात, आठवडाभरामध्ये जे लोक तुम्हाला मार्गदर्शन करतील ते निश्चितपणानं त्या सगळ्यांचं सुद्धा मला आभार मानले पाहिजेत, कौतुक केलं पाहिजे. आणि खरं म्हणजे हे ऑफलाईन FTP होती. आम्ही प्रयत्न करत होतो. खोत सरांचा प्रयत्न होता की कधी एकदा लॉकडाऊन कमी होईल किंवा काय होईल, कधी मध्ये रिलीफ मिळेल का, आणि ते ऑफलाईन ठेवावं. कारण का ऑफलाईन वर्कशॉप हे निश्चितपणानं ऑनलाईन वर्कशॉप पेक्षा खूप इफेक्टिव्ह झालं असतं किंवा होतं असं माझं सुद्धा मत आहे. पण असो, कालावधी खूप गेल्यामुळे परत ऑनलाईन करायची कल्पना आपण समोर आणली आणि 3 टप्प्यामध्ये हे जे वर्कशॉप होतंय या वर्कशॉपचा निश्चितपणानं प्राध्यापकांना, या महाराष्ट्रातील, महाराष्ट्राच्या बाहेरील जे प्राध्यापक या वर्कशॉपमध्ये भाग घेत आहेत त्यांना निश्चितपणानं या वर्कशॉपचा फायदा होईल. एकूणच प्राध्यापकांनी नेहमी नवीन नवीन गोष्टी करण्यामध्ये हिरिरीनं भाग घेतला पाहिजे. नवीन प्राध्यापक, नवीन रक्ताचे प्राध्यापक याच्यामध्ये कमी पडताना आपण बघतो नेहमी. पण याही परिस्थितीत, कोविडच्या काळामध्ये आपल्या बाकी सगळ्या गोष्टी सांभाळून या वर्कशॉपमध्ये ज्या फॅकल्टीनी भाग घेतलाय त्यांचं मला विशेष कौतुक वाटतं. आणि तुम्ही इतरांच्या पेक्षा काही वेगळं करण्याचा प्रयत्न नेहमी करत असणार आहे म्हणून या वर्कशॉपमध्ये भाग घेताय. या वर्कशॉपमध्ये तुम्ही 5 दिवस खूप व्यवस्थितपणानं सगळ्या जे खूप चांगले मार्गदर्शक आहेत त्यांचं मार्गदर्शन घ्यावं आणि तुमच्या स्वतःच्या आणि देशाच्या भवितव्याच्या दृष्टीनं एनर्जी हा विषय खूप महत्वाचा आहे आणि त्या संबंधी तुम्हाला जे शक्य करतात तुमच्या आयुष्यात इथून पुढच्या काळामध्ये जे शक्य होईल ते करण्याचा प्रयत्न करावा. परत एकदा या वर्कशॉपसाठी मी मनापासून तुम्हा सगळ्यांना धन्यवाद देतो. आणि डॉक्टर जे नागेश कुमार खूप बुद्धिमान माणूस दिसतो आपल्याला सगळ्याला हे लक्षात येतं की सुरुवातीच्या आपल्या 15-20 मिनिटाच्या उद्घाटनपर भाषणात डॉक्टर नागेश कुमार सरनी जे आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन केलं त्याच्यावरच त्यांचा अभ्यास लक्षात येतो आणि मग अशा पद्धतीच्या विद्वानांच्या बरोबर आपल्याला या निमित्तानं संपर्क करता येतो. त्यामुळे त्यांचं खूप मनापासून मी अभिनंदन करतो, आभार मानतो आणि मी तुम्हा सगळ्यांना येणारा भविष्य कोरोनामुक्त व्हावा, लवकरात लवकर प्री कोविड सिच्युएशन यावी अशा पद्धतीनं वाडीच्या दत्ताच्या चरणी प्रार्थना करतो आणि तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना येणाऱ्या भविष्यासाठी खूप खूप शुभेच्छा देतो. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable opinion and guidance to our participants. Now I request Dr. Hussain sir to deliver vote of thanks.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all. It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for the inaugural session of the AICT sponsored 1-week online STTP on energy conservation and audit at Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering to all dignitaries presented here. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to today's chief guest, Honorable Dr. J. Nagesh Kumar sir, for sparing his valuable time and sharing his experiences to the gathering. I would like to express our sense of gratitude to Honorable Executive Director Sri Anil Bagni sir for his kind support and guidance for this event and also for his gracious presence today. We convey our sincere thanks to our principal and convener of this program, Dr. Sanjay Ekot sir, for organizing this wonderful event. I take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to the distinguished panel of speakers, distinguished participants, and learned guests for participating this event. Lastly, I thank all the members of organizing committee and all my colleagues who have been involved in this particular exercise. Thank you all once again, and we look forward to an extremely productive in all 5 days. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, next session will be start immediately.